we are going to talk about good sleep hygiene. Because if you're feeling tired all the time or just constantly hitting that snooze button more often than not, I'm trying to tell you, you are not alone. And I'm telling you this right now because I'm actually tired myself. I have been struggling to get a good night's sleep. And that can actually impact your health, your happiness, and just your overall productivity. So that's why we want to talk about it in today's video. And I got a question for you. What if I told you there's actually a free, simple solution called sleep hygiene? And that's going to be all about creating that perfect environment and really just getting the habits that you're going to need to get restful sleep. So again, in this video, what I'm going to do is try to unlock the secrets to better sleep and discover how it can transform your life. So just, and all that being said, get ready to just say goodbye to all that grogginess and saying what's happening to a more energized, focused, and healthier version of yourself. So I do want to start with the basics on why sleep is important. I know a lot of us think of sleep as, that body nightly reset button. And I don't think people know that, but while you're snoozing, your brain is actually working extremely hard. It's processing emotions, repairing your body. You ever notice that when you're sick, like when you sleep, you feel better? Because getting enough sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's actually extremely crucial for your physical and mental health. I'm telling you that from experience. Again, I just came back from fighting a crazy form of exhaustion, and my body felt like kind of like a phone battery that was like below 10%. But every time I took a quick nap, I just felt a little bit better. So every time you take a quick nap or you get some sleep, you're going to start feeling better. Now, on the flip side, good sleep actually really does boost your mood, especially if you get that solid, crispy sleep where you wake up and you feel like your focus is just like sharpened, your memory is improved, your immune system is back kicking like I just went through. So I'm telling you, it's key. Sleep is key. I personally used to think I could just function off of 5 or 6 hours of sleep because I was that person that was just up late night, burning the midnight oil, pushing myself to the limit, no sleep, I don't sleep, doesn't matter, whatever. But then I started noticing that I was starting to get a little bit more forgetful and just not always feeling myself. So I had to start prioritizing my sleep and implementing good sleep hygiene habits. And that was a complete transformation for me. I started to feel more energized. I started to feel more focused, and I was just ready to tackle anything. That being said, a question that I always get is, how much sleep do you actually need? And I think that does vary from person to person because they say the average is like 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. I talk to a lot of my coworkers and friends, and they get the 7 to 8. I tend to lean between the 4 to 6. I know that's not great, but that's what works for me. And we as people all go through different sleep stages throughout the night. So each one of those, you have to realize, has its own benefit. The deep sleep is going to be like just essential for physical restoration. So that's where you want to really get it cracking and get into deep sleep. While REM sleep is where we just process emotions and, do things like consolidate memories. Now, again, one thing I like to talk about is like, ask yourself, what's keeping you up at night? I know a lot of people like to be on their phone, or they get disrupted and they have stress, anxiety, or just unhealthy habits, or watching too much TV, too much electronics going on. Like, you have to ask yourself, what's keeping you up at night? And I think I've heard that one of the biggest culprits is stress, because when we're stressed, our body releases that cortisol that makes it hard to relax and fall asleep. And another big disruptor is caffeine. And I'm telling you that from example too. I used to drink a lot of caffeine, and that like afternoon coffee, sometimes it felt like it was a good idea, but then like it would stay in my system for hours, and it made it really difficult to fall asleep. So that might be something you want to consider too. Now, again, going back to what I was saying about being on the phones, we can't forget about technology. All the blue lights that come from our phones, our tablets, our computers, all that stuff actually can interfere with how productive our sleep is. So you have to really be able to help regulate your sleep wake cycle. Now, you might notice my voice is a little raspy right now, and that's because I haven't been getting enough sleep. And I'm starting to finally get back in my habit of getting some sleep, but it really knocked me under the weather because I was running off of 3 to 4 hours of sleep and pushing myself. So you have to figure out what's messing with your sleep, and then make it a point to put those things away, get them out of your life, get them out of your way, whatever it is, focus on that. Sorry, y'all, I got to keep drinking right now. Like I said, my voice is a little out of it, so I got to keep coming back. Now, in addition to these like common disruptors, there is different medical conditions that can mess with your sleep. I won't get too deep into that because I don't really know about it, but I do suggest that if you suspect you have some type of sleep disorder, you should probably go talk to a doctor or see someone for that. Now, the good news here is that there is a lot of things you can do to improve and regulate your sleep hygiene and just get a better sleep at night, during the day, whatever works for you. I don't know what kind of shift you work, whatever you do, but it does start with just creating that relaxing bedtime routine. I personally like to make sure I either have turned off all my, I keep my, you know what, I keep my phone in a completely other room. I don't just turn my phone off. I keep it in a completely different room. I don't like it next to me. I don't have a TV in my room at all. It's literally just a bed. So when I come in my bedroom, my body knows it's time to go to sleep. So create your sleeping environment.